This is Stuff and Things. This is Stuff and Things.
Monday Night Kaiju.
Monday Night Kaiju!
Monday Night Kaiju!
Monday Night Kaiju! Monday Night Kaiju! Greetings and salutations, my fellow Stuffketeers. Goldie coming at you for another exciting Monday Night Kaiju. And we are here today to talk about G-Fest, which happened this weekend. This is actually an incredibly special edition of Monday Night Kaiju. I mean, I didn't even advertise this one. We did it, and Josh did a Monday Night Kaiju with me last week, and it was kind of our precursor to G-Fest. We were talking about G-Fest a little bit. But why this is special today? Because we have with us, all the way from Ohio, Mr. Jacob Baker. Now, you may know Jacob Baker as one, in my opinion, like one of the greatest suit makers around today, to be dead honest. The guy is just a madman. Suit designer, suit maker, suit builder, suit creator, and suit actor. So, you know his work from the largest scaled non-profit Godzilla fan film ever made, Godzilla Battle Royale, where he did create 3 suits and play 3 characters in the film. He did do, let's see here, we got Hyper Godzilla, which was Godzilla's second form. We have Varan, which, by the way, made the original Varan look pretty bad. And the Walrus guy. Not too familiar with him, but he was a Walrus guy. Anyway, I'm going to go around the table real quick right here. I am Goldie. With me, as always, is our technical supervisor, the madman behind the scenes, Mr. Josh Shaggy Sarceno. Say hi, Josh.
What's up, people?
With us also is the director, writer, actor, executive producer, basically the guy behind Godzilla Battle Royale. We have Billy DeBose with us. Billy, thanks for being here.
No problem, Josh. Thank you for having Billy DeBose here.
And again, I am absolutely humbled and excited to have you here on our podcast. Jacob, thank you for being here today.
Oh, thanks for having me. And greetings, denizens of the interwebs.
So, G-Fest was this weekend. Now, if you're not familiar with G-Fest, it is a 3-day convention. Well, 4 days because they play movies on Thursdays. But it is a 3-day convention of all things Godzilla, Japanese sci-fi, tokusatsu, Kamen Rider, Spectre Man, Zone Fighter. The lists go on and on and on. They do cover a lot of the American monsters as well because kaiju means strange beast. Let's just, it doesn't have to be a giant monster. It's just a monster. It's a monster. Now, let's jump over to Mr. Josh. Josh, how did you enjoy G-Fest this year?
G-Fest, as always, is one of my favorite conventions to go throughout the year. Get to see a lot of friends that are from out of state, so don't get to see them often or really ever unless it's for G-Fest. Get to get a lot of awesome figures that, every time I go there thinking, oh, there's nothing I really want to get. Then when I walk in the dealer's room, and then it's like, I want everything. There's just so many things I could say about it, but, it's like we'll just keep it going on, with this podcast to go elsewhere.
Now, Billy, you ran your own panel this year, and it's been a couple years since you did a panel, and it was all about Ready Player One and the kaiju and tokusatsu influences in the film or that were left from the film. I did attend your panel. It was absolutely fantastic. Thank you for bringing that panel to G-Fest and doing it for us. But we're not going to really touch on that. We're going to talk about your personal experiences at G-Fest. How did you enjoy the convention this year?
Well, first of all, let me just quickly say thank you very much, Jonathan. That really meant a lot that you were there and everyone who did show up. It was a great subject to talk about that I felt G-Fest kind of it wasn't really bringing to light about the fact that Mechagodzilla was in there and Ultraman. But anyway, that aside, G-Fest this year was definitely an improvement from all the years that I've been. It's always constantly improving, and I'm not saying that it was bad one year or anything. They're always upping the ante every single year, and from what I understand, there was a guesstimate attendance record of almost 6,000 people. Whereas,
holy cow!
Yeah. Whereas a few years ago, we got up to 3,000, and we were like, whoa, this is a lot. Now we pretty much, if I'm correct, we've doubled it.
Wow, that is absolutely beautiful. Maybe we can move across the street next year.
Yes, this convention, I think that they need to eventually start looking at a bigger place. I would really love to see this convention go back to the Donald Stevenson Convention Center where it was in 2010, and we had a lot more space.
A lot of space. Enough space for the suit from Godzilla Battle Royale that was created by you, Billy, which there's all sorts of internet rankings going around there, but my two favorite suits are sitting on my couch. So, I mean, there's a lot of guys. I mean, we can't take anything away from Fusion Godzilla. It is a great suit. It is. But, I mean, in 2010, Hyper Godzilla and Billy's Godzilla both hugged my kids. So, sorry. I'm a little more attached to those suits, guys. Jacob, again, thank you so much for being here. I know it's been a couple years. You haven't been to the fest. We're so glad that you made it out this year. What'd you think of the fest overall?
Oh, this year was fantastic. I mean, it's always fantastic coming to G-Fest. But, this year was a little bit more relaxed because I wasn't secluded specifically to the dojo room as I usually am, so I had a bit more freedom to walk around. Just got to meet my friends and just catch up and, just that big family setting. And, of course, I also got to promote the movie Notzilla that I worked on last year.
I was just gonna plug that. I was just gonna say, now you were there mainly to plug a film that you designed the suit, if I'm correct.
Well, the design was actually something that the director Mitch and one of his friends had come up with, and then a cartoonist did his interpretation. All I did was I basically just tightened it up and made it look like an actual suit. And the funny thing is that I did the concept art, and they actually worked that into the movie in like the book he's looking at. So whenever I was like watching that and saw that page with my artwork, I was like, "Holy crap! They used that! Neat!"
That's awesome. I didn't manage to catch the film at the Saturday premiere, which I apologize. I was running late. It happens. It happens with this guy. I'm sorry. I'm late a lot, but I did catch the entire film on Sunday to a packed house. By the way, packed. I was sitting on the floor. Yeah, Goldie of Stuff and Things had to sit on the floor. Can you believe that? I'll tell you. But the film, I know I cannot talk about the plot, but it was absolutely fantastic. It was one of my favorite satires of a kaiju film. I mean, it's hilarious, people. So, currently looking for distribution. I really hope you guys find it and get that film out there because I need Notzilla merchandise. Because the suit is beautiful. It is wonderfully done. You did create it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Built it, and was also the suit actor again.
Oh yeah, I was actually the title character of the movie.
Well,
and
yeah.
As soon as they reminded me of that in Cincinnati when we were filming it, I was like, "Holy crap! I'm literally the star of a movie." So that was like a weird, mental explosion there. It was like,
and what was really great about the film, if I may, really quick, because I'm actually getting us off subject here, but if I can about the film really quick, number one, my 11-year-old son loved it,
right?
Laughed and smiled at all the right parts because I watch that stuff,
right?
And if you can sell that to an 11-year-old in this world today,
right?
Well done.
Yeah.
Number two, Pearl Evil, who is also part of the Stuff and Things crew, who does her little goofy reviews every once in a while for me, who is also my wife, loved it as well. Loved it. Thought it was hilarious.
Good.
And so, well done. Well done. Jumping back to Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua! Like Lethal Weapon. Mr. Joshua. Mr. Joshua!
Yes.
Who was the highlight of you meeting this year?
Kaneko was the highlight of me meeting this year. Seeing and meeting the director of the Gamera trilogy, which I love, which is awesome. I ended up going to Denny's Sunday morning at like 1 a.m. With my friend Damien. And there sitting in Denny's was all the guest speakers, the guests for G-Fest, all except for Takarada. So I got to have a group picture just with them. But flashing forward then to Sunday, I got to meet Kaneko, and I got my Legion Soldier X Plus figure signed, and the look on his face is just a pure shock and like happiness because I think everybody was just going and getting either the Blu-ray sign, a poster with Gauss on it, or even the poster of Legion Mother. But nobody is going there with the Legion soldier. I guess everybody's just like, nah, who cares about that? That's kind of like the little sub-monster of the movie, but I think that's really what made the movie there.
Now, this is actually not on my list of anything I have written, but I am going to say this. When Damien and you messaged me at like 1:30 in the morning that you guys were like sitting and basically having late night grand slams with Kaneko and Nakajima's daughter, I hated both of you. Yeah, I literally hated both of you.
Well, you could have came out, you know. They were there for a little while. By the time you could have driven over, you could have said hi.
Hated. Did not get to meet Kaneko at all this weekend, and I was very disappointed about myself for doing that. But things I did meet was, well, I'll give my rap on that in a minute. Billy! Who'd you meet?
I met pretty much everyone, although I regret to say I did not get a chance to meet Peggy. I actually did meet her when Notzilla was in costume and Peggy wanted a photo.
No, Peggy, let's let the listeners at home, Peggy Neal, I believe?
Yes, Peggy
from
Neal.
X from Outer Space.
Yes, and several other tokusatsu films she had been a part of. But I met everyone. Kaneko was pretty cool. A little quiet and reserved, but definitely a caring individual. He seemed happy to be meeting everybody, and he was friendly with me. Takarada, always a joy to meet. And I can't remember his first name, but Ishii, the effects supervisor for Final Wars and a few of the other films, really nice. I gave them all copies of Godzilla Battle Royale, although I had given Takarada so many, so he didn't need another one from me. But everyone else, I gave a copy of Battle Royale, a copy of, and also was very happy to see Sono Nakajima. She knows who I am because I had met her and her father on multiple occasions at the conventions, and she had grown used to seeing me, that when he passed, she had sent me a postcard or this photo from the funeral, and I was very touched by that, but also I was we were all sad when Nakajima left us, but I was very touched that she remembered who I was, and I wanted to let her know that I remembered, and I thanked her for it, and yeah, it was very emotional at times meeting them.
Yeah.
Don't mean to go over time here.
Oh, no. I meet Takarada and I cry. So, Jacob.
Yes, sir.
So good to have you, man.
Thank
so
you,
good
sir.
to have you. So good to have you. What was the highlight of the fest for you? And I really hope you're going to say what it was.
Well, I have two. Can I say them both?
You may.
Okay, the first one is Peggy Neal. Whenever I was inside the Notzilla suit doing my walkabout, whenever I would suit up and she saw the suit, she was like, hey, get him to come over here to the table. And so the first day, I walked over there and got a photo with her sitting there. Well, the second day, same thing. I'm walking back down, get out of the suit, and she walks up and she's like, put your arms around me. And so I'm like, I get to hug her for a photo, and the entire time I'm like, oh my god, I'm hugging this person from one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then the other highlight, which actually means more to me than anything else in this world, is I actually got to propose to my wonderful girlfriend, now fiance, Audrey Ann Williams.
Hi, Audrey, if you're going to listen to this, which I'm sure you will. It was, Goldie here, I just want to say it was an absolute pleasure to meet you. I hope you know how much I love your fiance. But it was a pleasure to meet you, and like I said, I mean, that was awesome. Congratulations from all of us. I like to say, hey, congratulations! Woo! Welcome to the end of your life. I'm kidding. I've been married 13 years. I'm kidding. It's a beautiful ride. Trust me, it's a beautiful ride. Now, I'm going to go around one more time. We're going to do a quick wrap up, and then we're going to talk to Jacob about some suit making, because there's some things I need to pick your brain about real quick.
All right.
But I'm going to do my quick wrap up here of G-Fest. My excitement was 3 years ago, I had Akira Takarada sign my arm, and I told him that I would tattoo it on me if he promised to come back next year. And his translator said something, and it was a big deal, and I probably was fangirling and crying that he actually signed my arm with a marker. So the next day, I got that signature tattooed on me because, in my opinion, he is such a wonderful man. He is giving, he is kind, he is caring, he is funny. He is everything that an actor should embody. He loves his fans. He loves the genre. And it's not, he didn't only do kaiju and tokusatsu films, people. He did a lot. He's a big part of the Japanese historical cinema. The man, to me, is a legend. So my reasoning was putting him on my arm so I had a piece of Takarada with me everywhere I went for the rest of my life, so I can carry his positivity and awesomeness with me for the rest of my life. Last year he canceled. He had some health issues. I was scared. I was scared because all I wanted to do was show him this. What he meant to me. This year he was there. And I think we became friends because, like, all weekend the guy was, I showed him my arm, and just every time I seen him, it seemed like he remembered me. He said hi. He grabbed my arm every time and showed people. And said, look, that's my name, everyone. Look at this goofy guy that went and did this silliness, But he probably didn't say that. But either which way. Thank you so much for listening to us rant and rave about G-Fest. It's always And then the second highlight for me is the fact that, Goldie does a lot of convention, guys. I'm sure you've seen my Walker Stalker stuff. I'll probably be hitting Flashback with Josh. The thing about G-Fest is it really is one gigantic family. Everybody is friends. It doesn't matter if they're not your friend when you got there. They're your friend when you were there. I have been to all of these other conventions. Unless you go with a group, you are alone. But at G-Fest, you are never alone. You are always part of the group. You are always part of everyone. And I have met everyone sitting here in my house right now. I have met through G-Fest. Everyone. Damien, Josh, Billy, Jacob. And I have been friends with these guys since I met them. And that's what G-Fest is about. It is about the love of the family and the community that we have for this genre. And the fact that we can all be one entire unit for 3 days and share that kind of love and positivity. It's just, I'm like getting goosebumps talking about it. It's an amazing, amazing, amazing festival. JD, Jeff Horn, thank you so much as always for inviting stuff and things to be there, for us to capture the weekend, for me to show Takarada. Thank you. And it is the by far greatest weekend of the year for me personally. Now, thank you so much for listening to us rant and rave about G-Fest. It's always awesome. For Monday Night Kaiju, this has been Goldie.
And Josh.
Billy.
And Jacob.
Thanks a lot for tuning in, guys, to this incredibly special edition of Monday Night Kaiju. I want to thank all our special guests. And hey, guys, be sure to subscribe and tune in because I'll be having some really awesome new toy reviews coming this week. For all my wacky stuff and things misadventures, be sure to check me out on Facebook and Instagram. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Stuff and
This is Stuff and Things. This is Stuff and Things.